Let's talk about the socialist transition process. Lenin in The Tax and Kind. After the immediate collectivization of resource and industry, Lenin quote-unquote said that there was a quote-unquote retardation of the country's productive forces. His words, not mine. There was crop failure, fodder shortage, the loss of cattle, which still further retarded the rehabilitation of transport and industry, which he later goes on to say that immediate and urgent policy needed to be introduced in order to increase the living standards of the proletariat and build the country's productive forces. Thus was born the NEP, which included reform that allowed for free markets in the Soviet Union. This is not in support of capitalism, but its necessity in the transition process to build a country's productive forces. If you immediately socialize the resources and industry, you are going to be socializing scarcity and poverty if you have not built your productive forces. On the question of if private property could be abolished all at once, Marx said in the Principles of Communism, no. No more than the existing forces of production can at one stroke be multiplied to the extent necessary for the creation of a communal society, meaning no more than you can build your productive forces to instantly do communism. Then saying, in all probability, the proletarian revolution will transform existing society gradually and will be able to abolish private property only when the means of production are available in sufficient quantity. This happened in every single country that attempted this premature collectivization process. This happened in Tanzania under socialist leader Julius Nyerere, who implemented Ujamaa, which was a collectivization of crops and agriculture, which resulted in mass scarcity and revolt, which caused Julius Nyerere to step down, calling his policy a failure. This happened in Vietnam after reunification, which resulted in, guess what, a future leader opening free market. This happened in Cuba. Yes, current Cuba, before the blockade, had a small free market system that allowed for the building of their productive forces. And the most famous and hated example being Deng Xiaoping, which resulted in China being the world economic superpower. This process is commonly known and demonized under the term of state capitalism, which I'll refer to as lesser socialism. And in 2 chapters later, in chapter 19 of Principles of Communism, Marx describes every single thing that China, countries doing this process, are doing. Like Lenin said, state monopoly capitalism, which is a complete material preparation for socialism. As I'm sure all critics know, Marx doesn't describe economic systems as being able to jump from one to another randomly. He describes them as phases, gradually transitioning from feudalism to capitalism to socialism through communism. And the purpose of any capitalist mode of production in a socialist transitioning society is to expedite the transformation of monopoly capitalism into state monopoly capitalism, which extraordinarily advances mankind towards socialism. That's correct. Yes, I am much more well read now, and in the context of all the quotes I listed here, they still apply to exactly what I'm talking about. And I'll let Lenin finish off this video, as I think he said it best. Those who fail to understand this and think this putting the peasantry in the forefront is renunciation of the dictatorship of the proletariat or something like that simply do not